Hello everyone, welcome back. Let us see the next part of the chapter, the 100 Dresses Part 2. There was not a sign of life about the house. Peggy knocked firmly on the door, but there was no answer. She and Maddie went around to the backyard and knocked there. Still, there was no answer. Peggy and Maddie, as we know, they had gone to Boggins Heights to meet Wanda Petronsky and to ask her not to leave the town and not to leave the school. But as they went to the house of Vanda, they could see that there was no sign of life at the house, means there was no body present in the house. Peggy knocked firmly on the door. There was no answer. Then they went at the back of the house. Again, they knocked from there, but still there was no answer. And then there was no doubt about it. The Petronskis were gone. How could they ever make amends? Now, there was no doubt about Vanda and her family. They had left the town. Now, how can Peggy and Maddie make amend? Amend means they want to show that one is sorry by doing something good. They want to ask forgiveness. They want to do some changes. That is amends. They want to ask forgiveness to Vanda for the mistake that they have done, but now they cannot do. They turned slowly and made their way back down the hill. Then they came back down the hill towards their home, towards their homes. Well, anyway, said Peggy, she's gone now. So what can we do? Besides, when I was asking her about all her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. She might not even have won the contest otherwise. Peggy says to Maddie that now Vanda has gone. What can they do? Nothing can be done now. But meanwhile, as Peggy was always asking Vanda about how many dresses she had, this question gave ideas to Vanda, and because of these questions, Vanda was able to make drawings of 100 dresses. If Peggy would not have asked her questions, Vanda would not have able to draw the drawings of the 100 dresses, and she might not have able to win the contest. So Peggy tries to take the whole credit of Vanda's drawings on her. She tries to say that it is because of Peggy, it is because of her, Vanda has won the contest. Maddie turned this idea carefully over in her head, for if there were anything in it, she would not have to feel so badly. But that night, she could not get to sleep. She thought about Vanda and her faded blue dress and the little house she had lived in. But after some time, when they both got separated, they both went to their house. Maddie, at that night, was not able to sleep. In her mind, she continuously had the thoughts of Vanda and her blue color, faded blue dress, and the little house in which she used to live. She was not able to forget. She was not able to remove Vanda from her mind. And she thought of the glowing picture those 100 dresses made all lined up in the classroom. And the pictures, paintings, drawings, which were made by Vanda, kept in the classroom, all in line, were there in her mind. At last, Maddie sat up in her bed and pressed her forehead tight in her hands and really thought. This was the hardest thinking she had ever done. After a long time, she reached an important conclusion. So in the midnight, she was not able to get sleep. She sat on her bed. She pressed her forehead so tightly and she got a thought. She pressed her head so tightly, means she came to a decision. She made one firm decision now. What was the decision? That we have to see. She was never going to stand by and say nothing again. If she ever heard anybody picking on someone because they were funny looking or because they had strange names, she would speak up. Even if it meant losing Peggy's friendship, she had no way of making things right with Vanda, but from now on, she would never make anybody else that unhappy again. So the final the decision that was taken by Maddie was she will never she will never stand by, or she will never bear anybody being teased by Peggy. If anybody teases, or anybody, if Peggy teases anyone, or if Peggy makes fun of anyone, or if Peggy makes somebody feel ashamed, maybe because of their funny looking, because of their funny names, Maddie will not stay quiet. Maddie will speak up. Means if Peggy would tease anybody from now onwards, Maddie will not sit quietly. She is going to speak up. She will speak against Peggy no matter if Peggy breaks the friendship. If the friendship with Peggy is broken, no problem. But Maddie will never bear this kind of insult to anyone. Because now Vanda has left the school, she has left her town also. Now there is no way of making things right with Vanda. She cannot go and talk with Vanda, she cannot make the things right. But from now on, at least she won't let Peggy do this kind of things with any other child. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Vanda Petronsky. It was just a friendly letter telling about the contest and telling Vanda she had won. Now, on Saturday, both these girls, they planned to write a letter. They started writing a letter to Vanda stating that she has won the contest. It was just a friendly letter. They wanted to inform her that she has won the contest. They told her how pretty her drawings were, and they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. They had meant to say they were sorry. So in the friendly letter, they also wanted to tell her that her drawings were very pretty, and they also wanted to ask her the place where she lives. Does she like that place? Whether she likes the place where she lives now, and whether she likes her new teacher where she's studying in the new school. And they also wanted to say sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter, the kind they would have written to any good friend, and they signed it with lots of X for love. And so they wrote the letter like just a friendly letter which they could have written to any friend, to any good friend. Normal letter it was. They mailed the letter to Boggins Heights, writing please forward on the envelope. After the letter was completed, they posted the letter to the address of Boggins Heights, the place where Vanda used to live. And on the outside of the envelope, they wrote please forward. And they posted the letter, they mailed the letter. Now let us see whether they got the reply of the letter from Vanda or not. Days passed and there was no answer, but the letter did not come back. So maybe Vanda had received it. So many days passed, but Peggy and Maddie did not get answer of the letter. And the letter also did not return. So it meant that Vanda had received the letter. Perhaps she was so hurt and angry, she was not going to answer. You could not blame her. And they also understood that Vanda has been so hurt and she had been so angry that she may not answer to the letter. So we cannot blame her. You cannot blame her. That is what Vanda is telling to Peggy. Weeks went by, but still Vanda did not answer. So many weeks passed, but there was no reply of the letter. Peggy had begun to forget the whole business, and Maddie put herself to sleep at night, making speeches about Vanda, defending her from great crowds of girls who were trying to tease her with. So many weeks passed, no reply of Vanda, and Peggy by this time had completely forgot the whole matter, the whole business. Means Peggy now completely forgot everything about Vanda, what she did to Vanda, everything. But Maddie was not able to forget this incident. Whenever Maddie used to sleep at night, in the night, in the dream, she used to make speech about Vanda. She used to talk in her dream. That is, she's fighting with other girls who are teasing Vanda. Means those girls who are teasing her. Maddie used to see in her dream that those girls are teasing Vanda in her dream, and Maddie is defending her. Maddie is fighting for Vanda against those crowds of girls who are teasing her in her dream. How many dresses you have got? And before Vanda could press her lips together in tight line, the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out, "Stop!" Then everybody would feel ashamed the way she used to feel. So, in the dream also, Maddie could not able to forget Vanda and the incident that used to happen with her every day. In the dream also, she used to see girls are teasing her and asking her the question, "How many dresses you have?" And before Vanda could able to answer, Maddie used to say, "Stop." Then everybody used to feel ashamed. That is the thought. These are the thoughts that Maddie used to have in the night time. Now it was Christmas time and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of school before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. Now it was Christmas time and everywhere it was snow outside because it was winter season. Right? This is a foreign story. And Christmas bell, Christmas tree was there in the classroom. The whole classroom was decorated. And it was the last day of the school because they are going to have Christmas holidays. And before the holiday, it's the last day of the school. And fortunately, the teacher showed the whole class that she had received a letter that morning. Now, whose letter is this? The whole class was surprised to know. The whole class was curious to know whose letter it is. The teacher, Miss Mason, said, "You remember Vanda Petronsky, the gifted little artist who won the drawing contest? Well, she has written me and I am glad to know where she lives because now I can send her medal. I want to read her letter to you." Now, Miss Mason says that Vanda Petronsky, the girl who had won the contest, has written this letter to her, and the teacher is very happy to know. The teacher is very happy to receive the letter because Miss Mason says that she knew the address where she lives now, and so that she can send her medals. She can send her the medals that she has won. Now, the letter was being read by Miss Mason. The whole class sat up in sudden interest, and all of them started listening very intently. "Dear Miss Mason, how are you in room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house, I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet." Vanda says to her teacher, "How are you? How is the class? And tell the girls that they can keep all the drawings of 100 dresses because Vanda doesn't need them." Why? Because in her new house, she has 100 new dresses. All are lined up in the closet. I would like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. She also told in the letter that the teacher should give Peggy the drawing of green colored dress with the red trimming and Maddie the blue color drawing of the dress. Means Peggy should be given green color dress drawing, Maddie should be given blue color dress drawing. For Christmas, I miss that school and my new teacher does not equalize you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. And Vanda says that for this Christmas season, she misses her school, old school. But her new teacher is not like Miss Mason. Maybe she is good, she is bad, that is not clearly mentioned. But the new teacher does not equalize with Miss Mason. That's what she says. Maybe the new teacher would be good because Miss Mason never understood that her class students used to make fun of Vanda. If she would have understood, she would have taken some action. Right? That is what we can understand. Letter is over. Now, let us see the reaction of these two girls when they heard the letter. It says that on the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. All the houses had wreaths and holly